Fun, but completely terrible. Let's talk a little bit about the F-4F ICE again, guys. Hello, guys. Once again, it's Matt. Thank you all the members and patrons. Make sure to subscribe. And I really wanted to actually do a video about this aircraft because we need to reiterate how bad this thing is actually in the meta right now. It's kind of complicated, okay? It is indeed the best third generation jet that we have in the game, probably, in terms of capabilities, just because of its radar, the missiles and stuff. But in the performance side of things, it is a slow aircraft that cannot turn very well, right? And slow, I mean, compared to the fourth generations, obviously, right? And, I mean, what did you expect even, Matt? I mean, yeah, it's complicated, right? But it's been hard, guys. It's been hard. I was trying to actually fly this thing just to have fun, and I had like 8 matches that I barely got a kill, or 2 kills max. Like, it was so hard to get a kill because, you know, at the end of the day, you are fighting F-16Ds, F-16Cs, MiG-29 SMTs, SU-27 SMs, F-15Cs, stuff that is hard to kill with this thing. Although you do have the M120, I mean, it's not that easy, it's not that hard to avoid it, you know, especially if you try to do BVR and stuff. It's not that hard to avoid. People are very careful now in the way that they fly. I see people really being very aggressive and on a defensive measurement, like a measure of how you fly, which is pretty insane. Like, people just turn around completely and go 180 degrees to the other side, which is kind of funny because a lot of people seem to just not understand, and you need to maintain the soft lock with TWS until the missiles go active so that they can actually be effective enough. If you just fire your missiles and turn around, the chances of you actually getting a kill are very slim. Of course, people normally fly in a straight line in the beginning of the match, but if they notice missile warning on their RWR coming at them, they will turn away. And I think that's the main thing about this aircraft. Why? Because this is the only thing that this aircraft is good at. The radar, which is the APG-65, which is a very good radar. It's a radar from the F-18, right? Together with 4 M120s. The A9s are okay. They're not that bad, but at the end of the day, you know, you have those missiles that are okay to use, but you don't have the performance to use them properly. And as you see, Chef is pretty good, as you saw with that Mirage. My missile just completely went dead, you know, because of the Chef. And of course, this target was flying too low to the ground. So another target actually, you know, another missile actually hit him, which was an R-27ET, right? But then, I mean, look at the aircraft that I'm fighting. Yes, there are Yak-141s, there are AV-8, but you see a lot of MiG-29s, you see a lot of F-16s. And even against, what, an AV-8B+, I would probably lose a dogfight if I try to do a dogfight against him, right? So it becomes a very limited aircraft. You have the capabilities of using the M120, but you are limited because, I mean, look at the amount of 4th generations trying to shoot at me, right, at the same time. So, but I mean, at the end of the day, this isn't anything new, right? This is already something that we already knew and understood, that the F-4F would actually suffer a bit. And of course, this is something that is, I mean, related to the BR that this aircraft has, of course. It is not a top-tier aircraft. It is a 13.3, which, I mean, is it too high or too low? I don't know. I still believe that if you compare to something like the J8F, it might be better. If you compare to an AV-8B+, it might be better. Just because, although it has these limitations, it has more missiles than those aircraft, and it has overall better missiles, right? I mean, the M120 is a better missile than the PL-12, and the A9M or the A9LI is a better missile than, for example, the PL-8 in a general sense of usage in battles, right? Together with, if you compare to the AV-8B+, that is pretty much the same weapon systems, but less, and you don't have any speed, but you can dogfight a little bit more. You kind of have a pickle that it's problematic to solve. How do you solve it? Well, I already talked a little bit about this in other videos, but the only explanation how to solve this is the Eurofighter, guys. Because at the end of the day, we kind of cannot escape the reality that a third generation with Fox 3s and stuff is fun to fly, but very difficult. That's the thing. It's the challenge. I can keep thinking about, for example, if they ever add a MiG-23 or even the Bison, right, with R-77s. Both these aircraft I have a lot more experience flying than an F-4. And I can relate that fighting fourth generations with those third generations already in a dogfight and trying to outrun them and stuff, it's already pretty much impossible. You can, you know, compare it to the video that I did on the Mirage 2000, right, where the Mirage 2000 C is fighting MiG-23s, for example, and there's a guy that tries to like opens his wings and do whatever to actually try to stay safe from me, but the Mirage just can out-turn it so fast that it's half a turn, and like in 10 seconds, not even that, like 5 seconds, you're already on his 6 and he's already getting killed. So although you have missiles that can do a lot of damage, at the end of the day you are very limited to the performance of your aircraft. And the more we go into the future, and this is the scary part, the more this will be a, you know, on the face of the game. Because imagine when we get the 4.5 generations or even 5th generations in the far future. Imagine an F-16, an Su-27, an F-15 aircraft like the Gripen, those aircraft becoming the F-4 of the equation, right? It's going to be scary because the compression, if they're not careful, will be even worse. Right now they fixed a bit of the compression. There is a need of a new BR change, in my opinion, on a normal scale BR change, you know, with this stats after the compression and stuff. But still, they did the right thing on the compression and stuff. But imagine that. Are we going to have like a 15.0 BR, 16.0 BR, or even more? Because imagine these aircraft that already faces these types of things, already suffering. Imagine it actually fighting together with an Eurofighter, and you can only wonder how it will be, because like I said, what is the next step for Germany? The only fix for this problem that Germany faces right now is the addition of the Eurofighter, and if it's coming soon, it's not gonna have a 1.0 BR advantage over the F4. So you will probably see Eurofighters, which are very, very good aircraft in dogfights and everything, fighting together with F-4Fs. So scary, right? But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about the F-4F ICE. I think it's a bit problematic. It needs something, but to be honest, there isn't anything out there to be added. It's just an aircraft that it's kind of fated to be suffering, and I would try to stay away from it. At the beginning of the patch, it was kind of okay. Everybody was starting to learn and stuff, how to use Fox 3s and stuff. Now everybody knows how to avoid them. Everybody knows how to fire them. And it comes down to the performance of the aircraft again, and it just doesn't cut it. So if you have the choice, I would suggest you go for the MiG-29G. It's a little bit easier to fly than this thing. See you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, and bye.